So, what if I told you that the architect of your entire life, I'm talking your biggest wins and your toughest struggles, is actually sitting right between your ears? Today, we're going to dive into this really powerful idea, the concept that your mind is actively and constantly creating your reality. Okay, let's start with this right here. This isn't just some feel-good quote you see on the internet. The idea is that our thoughts are like these little signals we're constantly sending out, and the universe just kind of reflects them back to us as real-life experiences. It's this fundamental principle that starts with what's going on inside our own heads. Now, that sounds pretty simple, right? Just, think good thoughts. But if it were really that easy, we'd all be living our absolute dream lives. So what's the catch? Well, there's this hidden force, a part of our own mind that might be working directly against what we consciously want. So for our first section, let's really break this down. Let's look at exactly how this whole creative process actually works.
I absolutely love this metaphor. Imagine you're an artist, right? And your mind, that's your paintbrush. Every single thought you have, whether it's about something wonderful or something you're worried about, is a literal brushstroke on the canvas of your future. You are painting your own life, moment by moment.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. The principle is really simple. Whatever you focus on is what expands. So if all your mental energy is going towards what's missing in your life, on the problems, on the lack, well, that's the reality you're going to get more of. But if you can consciously shift that focus to gratitude, to appreciating what you already have, you create the space for more good things to come your way.
Which, of course, brings us back to that question. If it's so simple, why is it so darn hard sometimes? And this leads us right into our next section, where we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden culprit, our invisible programs. Okay, take a look at this number, 95%. Let that sink in. This is the amount of your life, your reactions, your decisions, your behaviors that isn't being run by your conscious thinking mind. Nope, it's all running on subconscious autopilot.
And that autopilot? It's running on what are called invisible programs. You can think of them like the operating system that got installed when you were a little kid. These are the deep, deep beliefs that are shaping your reality, usually without you even knowing they're there. They're the reason you can say you want one thing, but somehow keep creating the exact opposite.
So how in the world do you find these sabotage programs? This slide is a fantastic little diagnostic tool. Seriously, just look at your life. The areas where things just seem to flow, where it's all easy, your subconscious programs are totally on board with your desires there. But those areas where you constantly struggle, where you're pushing a boulder uphill and getting nowhere, that's a huge sign that an invisible program is holding you back.
Okay, so we've identified the problem, but here's the really great news. You are not stuck with those old programs, not at all. Now we get to the fun part, the practical stuff. In this section, we're going to open up our toolkit for change.
Here it is, a simple, but believe me, incredibly powerful 3-step process to start rewriting that old code. First, you have to catch it. You have to become aware of that negative thought in the moment. Second, and this is key, don't fight it. Just label it. Say to yourself, this is just an old thought. That little bit of distance is everything. And third, you consciously choose a new, more empowering thought to put in its place. It's like training a muscle, seriously. The more you do it, the stronger that new way of thinking gets. And as you're practicing this new habit, these are the heavy ones you really want to target. Thoughts of bitterness, resentment, blame, guilt, they don't just feel bad, they are actively painting a miserable future for you. Letting these go is absolutely non-negotiable. You see, it all comes down to this ancient wisdom. This isn't just a nice proverb. It's literally a user manual for being human. It means the power and, the responsibility is always right here with you. To make this even clearer, let's use another really cool metaphor. Imagine one person walking through the world, but they're wearing gray-tinted glasses. To them, everything looks dreary and sad. And for them, that's the objective truth, because that's all their perception allows them to see. Now picture another person walking through the exact same world at the exact same time, but they're wearing blue-tinted lenses. For them, the world is vibrant and beautiful. The most important part here? The world itself didn't change one bit, only the filter it was being viewed through.
And that leads us to this really challenging but also really powerful question. So who's right? The person with the gray lenses or the blue ones? The suggestion here is that the world you experience is always a reflection of your inner state. The world is, in a very real way, of your own making.
So we have the tools to change our thoughts. But what's the end game here? What are we really aiming for? Well, in our final section, we'll see it's about more than just forcing yourself to think positive. The ultimate goal is a state of pure bliss.
And this is such a cool idea. The highest state isn't just positive thought, it's a state of no thought. You know that feeling when you're completely absorbed in what you're doing and that little voice in your head just goes silent? Think about the most joyful moments of your life. You weren't thinking about how happy you were just being. That's bliss. And the best news is you can totally cultivate this state. As you can see here, these pathways to the present can be anything: playing music, getting lost in a good book, hiking outside, or just playing with kids. It's about finding any activity that gets you out of your head and into the flow of right now.
And you know, if you ever feel that pursuing your own joy is selfish, this slide is such a powerful reframe. It's so true, right? You just can't pour from an empty cup. Finding your bliss isn't a selfish act, it's what fills you up so you have something real and genuine to give to the world.
So, as we wrap things up, it all comes back to this one central, powerful, empowering truth. You hold the paintbrush. You are the programmer. You are the one choosing the lenses through which you see the world.
And that leaves us with one last, really important question for you to take with you. Don't worry about trying to change your whole life overnight. Just start with one thing. What is that one activity that makes you lose all track of time and just be? Find it, do more of it, and then just watch how your reality begins to shift.